On 31st January 2024, the RBI took regulatory action against Paytm Payments Bank Limited (PPBL). Under Section 35A of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949, the central bank exercised its powers and directed PPBL to stop onboarding new customers immediately. The banking regulator held that the Comprehensive System Audit Report and subsequent compliance validation report of the external auditors revealed persistent non-compliance and continued material supervisory concerns in the bank, warranting further supervisory action. These developments spotlight the role of the PPBL board and particularly its independent directors. Why did the PPBL board not act quickly enough on RBI's concerns? Was the executive management of PPBL and the independent directors on the same page? It has been gathered that while independent directors were concerned with anti-money laundering and operational issues, the real emphasis from RBI was on intra-group transactions and control by Paytm parent 197 Communication Limited or OCL of the bank. All RBI correspondence was brought in full detail before the board and independent directors had many questions. It now transpires that the scale of operations and the nature of the payment business were mind-boggling compared to a conventional bank. The four independent directors at the payment bank were Manju Agarwal, Shinjini Kumar, Ramesh Abhishek, and Pankaj Vaish. Agarwal, a former deputy managing director of the State Bank of India, resigned from the board of Paytm Payments Bank on Thursday, 8th of February.
I think what the action is sent a message is that independent directors are not only guardians, but in effect, they have to be gatekeepers too. So the independent directors have to ensure that whatever directions, policies, and regulatory guidance which has come in has to be implemented. They have to be satisfied themselves that the regulatory guidelines have been implemented. So to that extent, I feel the pressure on independent directors would definitely go up.
The developments at PPBL come 9 months after the central bank held a meeting with the board of directors of state-run and private banks on May 22 and 29, 2023. The first of its kind day-long interaction with Governor Shaktikant Das, deputy governors and the executive directors of the Department of Supervision, Department of Regulation and Enforcement Department was primarily on issues related to governance, ethics, the role of the boards, and supervisory expectations. The governor made it a point to mention that individual directors should not have any conflict of interest that may hamper their objectivity and independence. It is the board's responsibility to ensure that policies are in place to identify potential conflicts of interest and deal with them. The governor said, "In this respect, it is necessary that independent directors are truly independent. That is, independent not only of the management but also of controlling shareholders while discharging their duties. They have to always remember that their loyalty is to the bank and no one else. And I am not advocating any confrontation but only stressing the need for the required level of alertness among all directors."
If the executive management does not act on the concerns of the independent directors, then of course it's a main failure is on the part of the executive management. But the question arises as to, okay, what next? If the executive management has not acted on my advice, what is the recourse to me? I think there are enough channels available to the board to escalate the matter to the right forum. I think the board would be failing in its duty if it doesn't do that.
The meeting was a significant first step following Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's announcement in the Union Budget for FY24 on the need to improve governance and investor protection in the banking sector. The last word on PPBL and its board hasn't been said yet.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
I am the blue of the limitless sky. I am the inspiration that led success soar high. I will achieve, I will fly high. I am the eye
the nation's trusted bank, SBI, the banker to every Indian.